affirmations are for everyone.
Hello, welcome everybody to the Personal Development with a Lifestyle Plan, episode 24, Born Rich, part 2, week 2. And of course, this is the Bob Proctor, You Were Born Rich, full seminar remastered. The link is in the description. So download the copy of the workbook and follow along. It's definitely worth your time. So my name is Mick and I'm coming to you from the Republic of Ireland. I'm here with my good friend and partner in crime, Joye, who's all the way over in Australia. Say hi, Joye.
Hey, good day, everyone. This is Joye Makaunga here from Sydney, Australia. Always a pleasure, Mike. Looking forward for our program and our episode. It's all about contributing, adding value, and make an impact, make a difference in people's life. And you and I on a journey together. So I couldn't believe it. 24 episodes. How did we do that?
I know, yeah. It's like nearly half a year. So don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. Okay. And of course, look, even go back. There's 24 episodes. If you're joining this for the first time, you're brand new to this, there's 24 episodes that you can go back and watch from the beginning. But look, we're only, I think we're about 6 weeks into this Bob Proctor remastered video. And it's pretty impressive. Last week, we were kind of just finished up and he was just starting to talk about habits. So we're going to get into that. But again, look, this is a no limits, transform your life. And of course, we're tying that to the 16-week challenge, which is an opportunity to look and feel the best you felt in a decade. Looking better, feeling better, eating better, moving better, and of course, doing better. And of course, we're going to encourage you to kick off your 30-day reset at no risk. And in fact, if you go to the joyeunger.isagenix.com/IsaBody Challenge, you get a 20% discount right now if you go there right now. And of course, you can also go to freedomhealthandlifestyle.com/isagenix.com. And again, you can get a 20% discount by signing up and placing a subscription order. You want a subscription order. In fact, I think with a subscription order, you actually get a 25% discount, Joe. You might correct me if I'm wrong. But it means that, look, you're going to buy in for 16 weeks, right? But it's completely, the 16-week challenge is free to register. You can actually win some prizes. You even win a t-shirt. Do you know what I mean? Like you get a t-shirt, once you get to the end of it. But look, we're going to encourage you to get involved. Why? Well, look, only you know the answer to that, your reason why. Okay, so you've got to have a strong reason why you want to do it. You've got to have a goal, and we want to, maybe tie that to an event that might be coming up. Maybe you've got some plans for early next year. Maybe you're planning a skiing trip, or maybe you've got some winter sun that you're looking for. Certainly, if you're in the northern hemisphere, if you're in the southern hemisphere, maybe you've got some holidays coming up, and you want to go somewhere, but you want to get in the best shape that you've been in for a long time. So this is just an opportunity. And the remastered Born Rich webinar is going to help you to do that, especially when you tie it with what we're doing here with the Rise, Thrive global community, Joey. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in a little while. Right? Do you want to add anything before we get started in this, Joe?
Yeah. Thank you, Mike. You already add number one, you need to have a reason. Number two, you need to have a goals. And, goals, it's where take you the direction to where you want to go. And the number 3, I just want to add on, you need a blend. And I think a 16-week challenge is the blend. It will come with a plan for you to, look better, feel better, and enjoy your goals when you achieve after 16 weeks. I have to admit, Mike, I need to register again for my 16 weeks. I gained some weight. I'm not sure. I believe because I gained some muscle, I put on some weight. So I want to get back into my 16-week challenge before. Some people, they wait until next year before they make that commitment. But I think the best time to make the commitment was yesterday. The second best time to do the commitment to achieve your goal is today. And today is the day. So
today is the day. You're absolutely right, Joe. Today is the day for sure. And of course, look, it's all about growth. One of the things that you should do, Joe, and many other people should do, because obviously you are working out. I see you on Facebook, in the gym, with your hyperlapse videos and everything else like this. Look amazing. But one of the things I noticed is that I lost a lot of inches first. Like I had to cut 2 new holes in my belt just to stop my trousers falling down. But so you can lose inches and you can literally gain muscle. You can gain weight but still lose inches. And of course, when you place your first order in your starter pack, you get a tape measure so that you can measure, your arms and your legs and things like this. Now, of course, you don't have to share that with anybody. You can actually store that on the app. But look, don't worry about that right now. So what we want you to just get involved. Okay. And we're going to start with the Bob Proctor You Were Born Rich webinar, right? And then we'll get into some other stuff as we're going along. You ready to get started, Joe?
So exciting.
It is exciting. Yeah, I like it. Right. Okay. Let's go.
A habit is an idea that's fixed in our subconscious mind, requires absolutely no conscious thought any longer to cause us to act on it. Do you know you drive your car through ideas that are fixed in your mind? When you first started to drive, you were all hands and legs. Every bit of conscious attention was on what you're doing. Same as when you first learned to get dressed. You ever watch a little child trying to learn how to tie its shoe? Totally awkward. Now we get dressed without giving it any thought. We may think of what we're going to wear, but not how we're going to get it on. You very rarely see an adult trying to pull their pants on over their head, but it's not uncommon to watch a little child try and do that. You never see an adult trying to put their foot in the sleeve of their shirt, but it's not uncommon to see a little child trying to do that. But when the little child gets the ideas fixed in their mind, they never try and do that again, and they just automatically get dressed. If you would consciously observe some of the things you do in any given day, just consciously stop and watch your own behavior. Listen to your thoughts. You're going to find that many of the things you do are done through habit. See, when I was a little boy, my teachers used to say, "Bob, why are you doing that?" And I'd say, "I don't know." This is the intellectual mind. You can store a lot of information there. But this is the conditioned mind. You see, thousands and thousands of habits form something called conditioning. And I was automatically doing things I didn't want to do. I was doing something wrong. It was giving me results I didn't want. And they'd say, "Why are you doing that?" And I say, "I don't know." They say, "What do you mean you don't know?" "You know." I say, "I know." "Well, why are you doing it?" "I don't know." I remember I joined the Navy. My commanding officer would say, "Proctor, why are you doing that?" I'd say, "I don't know, sir." "What do you mean you don't know?" "You know." "I know." "Why are you doing it?" "I don't know." Then I got out of the Navy and I went to work, and the boss would say, "Bob, why are you doing that?" I'd say, "I don't know." "See, what do you know? What do you mean? You know how to do better." "I know." "Why don't you do it?" "I don't know." Then I get married. My wife say, "Why are you doing that?" I say, "Never mind." It's amazing how bold you get at times. I got to hate the word why. I didn't know why I was doing things. that I didn't want to do, giving me results I didn't want to get. I didn't know how my mind operated. I didn't know I had all those ideas fixed in there. And I'll tell you something else I didn't know. I didn't know how to change it. I did not know how to change it. Why did I have a poor attitude? Because I had so many negative ideas fixed in here. And you see, it's what's in here that controls the vibration. And conscious awareness of the vibration is called feeling. And I never felt very good. Sometimes I felt lower than others. You'll see people that are totally depressed. You know what depression is? Depression is anger turned inwards. They get angry at someone else and they suppress it. They pack it into their subconscious until it all becomes fixed. And they stay in a terrible vibration. Why do you think people get ill? Do you think disease is a normal vibration for a body to be in? Not at all. Ignorance is the cause of disease. We're told to know the truth would set us free. There's only one thing to be set free from, my friend, and that's ignorance. Now, I want you to stop and think of just how you behave. I want you to stop and think of some of the things that you could do that would improve the quality of your life just like that. Every one of us know how to do things better than we're doing. Our problem has been we don't know why we're not doing them. See, you know that when you leave home, if you go over and say, honey, I really love you, and give them a little hug and kiss, you feel better when you leave. You also know when you go out and slam the door that you feel bad for a long time after, and so do the people that you slammed the door on. We know, but sometimes we still slam the door. Do you know if that's the only thing you changed? If that was the only habit you changed, the quality of that relationship would improve. I have watched salespeople multiply their effectiveness just by forming the habit of being like this at 9 a.m. in the morning. This is called personal contact, and it's the key to success. Some people are not in front of a prospect until noon. You'll never get up at the crack of noon and win. At least if you can, I'd like you to tell me about it. The rest of this program is built around that basic concept and this basic concept here. But understand this, you've got the mental faculties, you've certainly got the power. The power's always with you. It's always flowing to and through you. It's just a matter of learning how to direct it. And in learning how to direct it, happiness, health, and prosperity will manifest in your life, and they should, because that's your birthright. And there isn't one person in this room, one person in your life that is even that much better than you. We're all the same. The difference is in our results. Change your results by changing our mind. It's so basic and so simple.
So, Joe, just comment on that. Change your results by changing your mind. What are your thoughts on that? In fact, I posted something there. In fact, I heard something the other day, Joe, which I'd probably listened to this, about 30 times before, and then I never heard this, and then I heard this. It said, your thoughts control your feelings control your actions, which is what Bob's talking about here. So, give me your thoughts.
Yeah, this concept was a very very new to me when I first studied with Bob, and it's I always question my result, why I don't improve in my journey, why I don't I become like a professional blamer. I think I blame everyone. I blame my wife. I blame my kids. I blame my my environment. I blame where I come from. Maybe my nationality doesn't allow me to strive or thrive in this new country. But then I realized it's the way I'm thinking. It's all about the way I'm thinking. And because I was thinking about too much negative, too much discouragement, too much thinking about failure. And I'm thinking about failure before I try anything. But because I was thinking about failure first and negativity, my emotionally is attached to that thought. And that's why everything I'll do, I just, I was crippled with fear, and fear is it's the habit I grew up with. I look at myself. I come from a small island. No one ever, succeeds coming to a big island. My thought was so small and so limited that it doesn't allow me to become who I really, really are. And then when I learn about from Bob that I am God's highest form of creation, I'm meant to be strong, thriving in life. I'm meant to have more in life. I was not meant to be limited by what I currently have or my current result. I can change it. And exactly what you share, your thoughts will change your feeling.
Yeah, your thoughts control your feelings. Your feelings control
Yeah.
your actions.
Yeah, and I can relate it back to where I shared before, because my thought was so negative, it controlled the way I'm feeling about it, and because my feeling is, and my feeling will control the result that I achieve. So when I learn to change that, start from the way I think, the thing about life, think about others, think about what I really want. When I start to flip the switch, I look at it as like a switch light, a light switch. If I want to turn on the light, I have to switch the light on, turn it on. If I want to turn it off, I just flip it off. So as soon I flip my mind to the positivity, to the potential, I start to realize that I feel good about myself. I feel good what I'm doing. I don't, and before I used to worry about what other people think about me, but now I'm just doing it because I'm like you always say that we're doing this because we do it for us, for you and me, for ourselves. And I was listening to an audio of someone. He said, it's all about persuading. And the best thing that you can persuade in life is first persuade yourself that you can do anything in life. And I really, really liked it. And it's relatable to what Bob did. Because, if you convince your mind that you can do anything you really, really want, then your feelings you start to feel about that thoughts. And because your feeling it's controlling by your thoughts, and then your result will control by the way you feel. You feel good. I'm going to the gym because I feel good when I do exercise. It's hard, it's challenging, but the feeling after that, because of the result, I feel good. I know that I'm already ahead of a lot of people. A lot of people they don't make a effort to go and work out or to go and do something about their health. And we start with the 16-week challenge. And I want to add to it, it's all about our health. If we can start things with our health, when we have health, I think the rest, we can work on the rest. If we don't have health, how can we work on our wealth, our financial, our goals, if we don't have health? And I think it's very important. Sorry that I've been tracking it too long, but
No,
I
no,
think
no, you're fine, Joe. Joe, well, look, for me, you're talking about freedom, health, and lifestyle. And certainly when you talk about health, that is a three-phase thing. Good physical health, good mental health, not just positive thinking, but positive thinking, positive feeling, and of course, good financial health. And if you've got freedom, time freedom, you've got good health, all those things that I mentioned, how do you live a lifestyle with purpose? These are the things that we're talking about. For me, that's what it is anyway. It could be different for you if you're watching. Let us know in the comments what your freedom, health, and lifestyle looks like. I'd love to hear. Because it is about having goals, as Joey said. The 16-week challenge, it's just a vehicle to get you somewhere that you want to be in a different, in the best shape that you've been in a decade. And of course, look, I want you to know that you can do it. If Joey can do it and I can do it, you can do it, right? We can all do it. And that's what this is about. It's about community. It's about opportunity. It's about self-development, and it's about income. That's what I'm going to get into a little bit of that later on. But look, this should be fun. Joey, great insights. And personal contact is the key to success. That means you've got to speak to some people. All right, let's get on with it.
I want to suggest
that you consciously make a decision to change one habit in your life. I'd like to introduce you to someone that I love dearly, my aunt, Marg Moyer. She was in the habit of letting other people think for her.
What everybody else wanted to do, I would do. You know, you wouldn't start an argument or you know, hurt anybody's feelings. And you waited on people continually.
Marg changed one habit and she literally changed her life. I'll tell you one thing, she's a force to be reckoned with today. A nicer person too.
Well, if you were to tell me something and I didn't agree with you, I could tell you, no, I don't agree with that. No, I don't wait on anybody. I think anybody that comes to this home will know that, because once you're here once, after that, you get your own coffee. You know, we started our own business and we really worked. And we worked extremely hard and the whole family worked. And now everybody reaps the benefits. I would never have had the inner security to start a business.
Now you decide, what habit are you going to change? What have you been doing automatically without any conscious thought? Pick one and make up your mind. Like Marg, you're going to change. Marg not only brought a lot more of herself to the surface to enjoy, her whole family enjoy her more. You pick one habit and make a similar change in your life. Now John Canary is going to introduce you to your greatest power.
Now I'm going to ask you to take a look at a picture. I'm going to bring a picture up close to you. First of all, I'm going to hold it up. Some of you have seen this before, but I'm going to ask you, some of you, to tell me, what is it you really see? Now, if I were to go over here to Paul and say, Paul, what is it you actually see when I ask you to take a look at this picture? What do you see, Paul? You see a skull. Andy, tell me, what were you able to see? A skull. You were able to see.
If you want to make money online as an affiliate marketer, you may find this a little bit controversial, but
Now, if I take a closer walk over here to someone here, what is your name, sir? Jim. Jim, what did you see?
I saw a skull.
You saw a skull. Jim, can you just walk up here for a moment? I just want to get you on camera here and get you to take a closer look at this. And just take a look and tell me, yes or no, is that a skull?
No, it's not a skull.
It's not a skull. As a matter of fact, Jim, is it a beautiful picture if you take a closer look?
It's kind of a nice picture.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice picture. Thanks a lot, Jim. I appreciate that. Now, you see, the closer that I get to you with this picture, you're going to start to see something completely different than what you thought you were looking at. You see, you instantly said, that's a skull. You remember this morning, Robert talked about cells of recognition. And you were able to see this with your eyes. Your eyes picked it up and sent a transmission of energy to cells in your brain. Cells in your brain. Those cells were triggered or moved into a speed of vibration, a high amplitude of vibration, and flashed a picture on the screen of your mind. The picture you were able to describe is a skull. But you know something? That's not true. You know what I've got here, isn't that correct? Correct. Do you know what I've got here, Tammy? You see, some of us in here have exactly the same picture of what's in this skull. What it is a beautiful lady looking in a mirror. Now, there is no way, unless you get a close look at this, can you see a beautiful lady looking in a mirror. There is just no way that you can actually see it unless you get close. I want you to think about something, and it's extremely important. Do you know that some of us, since we were infants, have been doing certain things in a certain way because of a belief system we've fallen in love with, and we protect that belief system even in favor of the truth. Even in favor of the truth. There are people who will die for tradition, even if it means learning the truth. On the very first page of this particular lesson, page 11, at the very top, It's referred to as your greatest power. Your greatest power. And I want you to follow through this particular lesson with me as I begin to work with it on the board a little bit. But at the very top, when you were an infant, and in the early years of your life, the ability to control what energy or ideas were entering your subconscious mind had not yet been developed. In other words, the age of reason, before the age of reason, before we ate of what is called that tree of knowledge. I'm talking about, you could say, our little life. Long before we were able to say yay or nay. Now, there's a question I want you to ask yourself as I get into this. And the question goes like this. Who and or what is in control of my life? Who and or what is in control of my life? Now, George Bernard Shaw one time put it this way. He said, it seems that people are forever blaming their circumstance for who and what they are. He said, don't believe in circumstance. The people who get on in this world, who come up with the results, are the people who look for the circumstance they want, and if they can't find them, then they go back and they make them. Then they go back and they make them. So let's just maybe take a look at how we learn some of the things we've learned. First of all, let's understand that we are all a confluence of a genetic structure. You could say that our genetic structure makes up a lot of what we believe and a lot of what we are, but not near as important as our environment. I one time heard Earl Nightingale make a statement that went like this. He said, all kinds of studies have been made regarding motivation. What is it, he said, that motivates us to do the things we do, to achieve the things we achieve? And he said, well, there's no pat answer to so large and complicated a question. He said, we believe that the overriding force that motivates people is due to choice of environment. Now, he said, some people make this choice consciously, but a great majority of people make this choice unconsciously as a result of environmental condition. Now, let's just go back into our little life for a moment. A very simple little exercise, but yet you see, even though we know it, it doesn't mean we are actually implementing the understanding of it. And you could say there is our outside world that has the predominant influence in the life of a child and what that child becomes. Now think about it. Here is a child who was born in absolute perfection. Maybe not physically speaking, but from a spiritual point of view, this child was born absolutely perfect. And in the beginning, they have the ability to think, they have the ability to reason, they have all the intellectual factors somewhere resonant within their mind, but they're not yet developed. Consequently, their mind is wide open for any idea that is going to come down the tube. Let me give you a good example of that. If I were to just come over here and I were to speak to you, Nick, Mr. Kavuk. Mr. Kavuk, if I were to ask you what religion you are, if you had to name one, what would it be? Christian. Now, let's keep in mind that there are what? There are 47 types of Christianity in California alone. Now, what are your children, Nick? They're Christian. Now, were they born Christians, Nick? They were born Christians. Now, here's the point. Here's a brand new baby, and we'll just call this baby Billy or Julie. And one of the things that the baby is going to...
Building projects are never easy, but when you're...
That symbol. Is that right? Yes, no. The baby is going to learn something about that symbol, just as Onek was just telling me. That's an idea that the baby is going to learn. Well, let's understand how the baby learns to begin with. How many people have a young baby? How many? All right. What's the baby's name? Rebecca. What is it? Rebecca. How old is the baby? 11 months. Now, Rebecca is being spoon-fed by now. Is that correct, Dad? Yeah, Rebecca is being spoon-fed. Now, here's what happened. Now, when you first got Rebecca, did you say, your name is Rebecca and don't you ever forget it? Is that what happened first day you brought her home? Okay. Now, isn't it true that if you notice Rebecca, that at a certain point in her life there, I don't know how many weeks it was, but there's a hand. She's looking at this hand she's holding up. And she's wondering, what is this? They start to examine this hand. They're wondering, what is that? It takes them a while to find out that it belongs to them because they take it and they bite it, and then they know it belongs to them. And they take the same thing with their foot, and, they're wondering, where did this come from? Well, Bob mentioned this morning, I am not a physical instrument. I am and I have, and I live in. All right. Well, you see, Rebecca is a spiritual creature. And Rebecca, for the most part, is going to learn about Rebecca from the people by whom she is surrounded in her outside world. That's how Rebecca is going to learn. But do you know there's a certain point in Rebecca's life, and it could be now, could be later, but there's a day that Rebecca is going to go through some introspection, and this is what Rebecca is going to say silently in her heart of hearts. There's a little thing written by Adele Davis, and it goes like this. Who is this person called I? How many times maybe have you been blue? How many times have you been blue and maybe looked at a friend and said, hey gosh, I wish I were you? Or how many times have you attempted to change, say, your whole life's pattern and to rearrange? Rebecca doesn't know. She doesn't know why she feels the way she feels. Well, you see, this is the way that Rebecca started to learn. If we were to just take and say, Rebecca is going to learn to eat off the spoon, this is what will happen. Mom will take a spoon. Rebecca's mind is wide open. She's crying for the food. And Mom will take the spoon. She'll start to go like this. Come on, honey. Open your mouth now. Open it wide. Open up, Rebecca. But Rebecca doesn't open up. That's why she has food all over her. She's got it all over the clothes. But Mom continues to go, open wide, honey. And eventually little Rebecca starts to do what? She starts to emulate who? Mom. And she starts to open her mouth, in goes the spoon. She identifies now. There's been an idea or there's been an image fixed in little Rebecca's mind. Do you know this is going to continue as Rebecca begins to grow up? I'm going to say things to her like, you're just like your father. You make me so angry. And all these ideas now are being impregnated or are being impressed in this little girl's mind to the point where they make up the concept, the belief system, or the idea, or what Rebecca comes to believe is true about her world that she lives in. What happens when Rebecca starts to eat of this tree of knowledge where she develops the ability to reason, the ability to choose? You know, now that Rebecca can think, let's not make the mistake of believing that because she can think, that she is actually thinking. As Dr. Ken McFarland said, Bob was referring to, 2% of the people think, 3% of the people think they think, 95% of the people rather die than think. Rebecca is not necessarily thinking. Let me give you a good example. What is it that's causing Rebecca to do the things that she's doing? We know it's got to be the conditioned mind. Good, bad, or indifferent, it is the ideas that have been impregnated in her subconscious or her conditioned mind. Let me give you a good example. One day, Rebecca is going out and she's doing a little bit of shopping with Mom. And they get in this car and they start down the street. And Rebecca leans into the front seat. Now remember, she now has the ability to reason. But it doesn't mean she is. She is a product to a large extent of her environment. And she leans in the front seat and she says, Mommy, where are all those dumb bastards today? Well, Mom's got all the wisdom. Mom is thinking, you see, she grabs the steering wheel, thinks about it, says, oh, honey, you just relax. Because they only come out when your father is driving. Was that little girl doing something wrong? Did she say anything wrong? Not in her mind. But you see, the day that Mom begins to explain it to her will give her cause to think or give her cause to reason. It is then and only then that she can change the information that has been handed over to the conditioned mind. That has been handed over to the conditioned mind. Now go back to your workbook because we've got to cover these couple of pages. Go back to your workbook right now. Go down a little further where James Allen made a great quote. He said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Was he talking about the physical pump here? No, he was talking about the heart of hearts. He said, as a man thinketh in his heart. Now, he didn't say as a man and not a woman. He didn't say a man and a woman, not a child. He didn't say a person who works at Ford but not one at General Motors. He didn't say a black person but not a white person. He said the heart of hearts because the heart of hearts, you see, has no complexion. The heart of hearts doesn't care where you live. The heart of hearts doesn't care who you know. It doesn't care what you have. The heart of hearts states that any idea you turn over to me, like to Rebecca, if Rebecca was taught an idea that was not good for Rebecca, Rebecca will act out that idea, good, bad, or indifferent, because the idea states that as a person thinketh in their heart, so they will be in their action, in their results, in their life. So you see, maybe in the beginning, someone was in control.
Agency owners from all over the world suffer with two problems. Either not enough.
Joe, just give me your thoughts on the as a man thinketh in his heart. I thought, and of course the fixed ideas. It was talking about, you know, the conditioned mind. You know, like that is quite a challenging thing to get your head around, right?
Yep, absolutely. And you know, I think because when they use the pictures, it's more easier to understand. You know, we have two-layer plane in our mind, and our mind is not the brain; it's the activity. So what happened in our mind? There's an activity. You know, there's things go around that we invisible to us, but when we have the picture of the stick man, it's very you know, it's not like it's not like you said, it's a challenge to understand, but it takes time because we've been programmed in different ways to look at our brain. But when we understand it, our mind is the first layer, is the conscious mind, where we receive all the information, and we can reject or accept any idea that come to our mind. But as soon we feed it through to the conditioned mind, that's when the program is it's burning. You know, I use that term burning when back. I think you understand when you in the old days when we have the CD-ROM, we try to put some information in it, we burn that information. So when we burn that information, it stays, it doesn't reject it in the conditioned mind. And that's when you have that feeling attached to it, it will become your habit. I think they used it when we're driving the car. You know, you and I driving the car now with, one hand. Before, when we started, we have to hold on to the wheel, Now we can talk on the phone or check out. It's scary. But,
drinking a coffee, eating a sandwich, talking on the phone, doing all those kind of things. Yeah. No, not us two, Joey. Other people, not us. Obviously, we don't drive like that.
And,
You
and
know?
we are not the bastard on the road that the little child talked about.
Ah, damn. Yeah. No, to be honest, I like that conditioned mind. You know, when you think about that, like, it's hard to actually, you know, like, to be honest, I really need to listen to it again, because you really need to listen to this with a completely open mind. You almost need to forget, you almost need to unlearn a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, because some of the things that you might believe about yourself or believe about your personal reality or the personal world that you live in may not even be true. You just think they're true because maybe somebody told you growing up that you couldn't do something or that you could do something, whatever, you know. And yeah, there's no doubt about it. Like, I think I saw in the, you can do anything you believe you can do. And that works in reverse as well, you know?
Yeah.
Like, because the truth is, if you believe you can't do something as well, you know, you can't.
Yeah.
So,
If you, I think Henry Ford said it right. You know, and he understand it well. If you say you can, if you think you can do it.
yeah,
You're
if you
right.
think, yeah, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're absolutely right. Yeah,
Correct. Yeah, and I think he understands that concept very well. You
yeah,
know, and I think, you know, one thing that I think Bob mentioned before, one of the best thing that you can do is challenge yourself to change one habit at a time. You know, and he used, like, if every morning before you go to work, you know, you kiss your wife, you hug your kids, that will change the way you're feeling in your day. And but if you went out the door and just slammed the door, you know, you realize, you know, your day will start with, you know, with that impact, negative energy, and you will carry that along with you. And I think he already educate us. If we want to change a habit, try it. Like, for example, if you really understand that concept, you have to listen to this video 30 days for 30 days, and you will realize it. But that's how our human is programmed. I talk about banning the information in the CD. It take a couple of minutes, but to understand this concept, you have to turn up, you know, and have to make the commitment to listen to it. Try listen to it 30 days, and I think, you know, that's one of the things that opened my mind today. It's you know, if I really want something in life, I have to find the right people, the right environment, the right mentor, and just listen to them, you know, more than 30 days. And, you know, all those information, when you get it, it's like the little child before he can put his feet on a shirt, you know, and but the difference with the adult, because we are conditioned and understand it, that, you know, how you put your shirt on and how you put your pants on. When the little kids understand that concept by multiple time, he make them the mistake, and the parent correct them and show them to do, you know, that's he will be like us one day. He will just put it on as just normal, you know, brush his teeth.
yeah. Repetition is the mother of skill, right? So, you know, through repetition you learn. You know, and of course, maybe the first time you do something, maybe you fail, but, you know, it's the, you know, what is it? Fail first. What is it? First attempt in learning. You know, that's what it is to fail. Do you know what I mean? And then you just got to keep failing until you get the outcome that you want, until you get the right result. So yeah, look, you know, this stuff is so deep, Joe. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't think that you can just listen to this and gloss over it, because if you hear what's being said, not just listening, but if you hear what's being said, you know, you're going to question some of the things that you believe about yourself. I think for sure. You know, the more that I am open to this stuff, the more I realize that I barely know a thing, right? Even about myself. But yeah, I think there's salvation in that. Do you know what I mean? Because you can free yourself, you know, almost from yourself. if that makes sense. I don't know
Yeah.
if it does, but
Yeah.
from those limiting things that are holding you back, and knowing that you're better than you think you are, knowing that you can do more than you're currently doing, and we can all do more. There isn't a night when I go to sleep when I I put my head on my pillow. There's always more I could have done that day. So, in fact, I was talking to somebody the other day, and what's that? 1% better every day. What's that book? What's that book, Joe?
1% better. I think I got it from Coach Omar.
Yeah, I heard it from Coach Omar. Yeah, but I'm sure that's from one of the books that you had mentioned before. I can't remember which.
I think Compound Effect used that a lot.
Yes. Yeah, I think you're right. Someone in the chat will know, they'll be able to tell us. But look, I think like if you can get just 1% better every day, I think there's exponential kind of growth in that. I don't think you get 365% better over the course of the year. I think you get more than that. Because if you're growing 1% every day, there's exponential growth in that. So. That's why this stuff is important. It's important to me. It might not be important to you if you're watching along, but to me, this is important, because I want to be better. And better is a beautiful word. There's no doubt about it. And we all want better. Everybody wants better. Whether it's better health, whether it's better finances, whatever it is, there's always something that we want better. Better relationships. I don't know. You're going to know. You're going to know what it is for you. And you want to just take these ideas, maybe all of them, you're not going to agree with all of them, but take the ones that are going to work for you. Implement them, do what Joey was saying there, and just change one habit, and work on it until you're getting the outcome that you want, so whatever it is. But look, let's watch a little bit more of this, Joe. And then, in fact, to be honest, why don't we cut it here, right? Where are we?
Yeah.
And we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about Rise and Thrive and the community that we're with, and then we'll close out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boy, telling you, Joe, this is hard work, boy, hard work.
Join me.
Únete a nosotros.
It's time to reach your goals.
It's time to see results.
It's time to end the excuses.
Es momento de aumentar tu energía.
You can do it.
Bye. Hasta pronto.
Cheerio.
All right, Joe. So obviously, Rise, Thrive Global. You've probably seen the new website. I don't know whether you have or not. Let's just have a quick look. So this is obviously the rebranded website, Rise, Thrive Global. So what is that? Well, our mentor is Linda Proctor. And for those of you that don't know, you obviously maybe do. Linda, wife of the late Bob Proctor. Some of you should already know him. We've just been watching him there earlier on, right? But of course, for those who don't, Bob Proctor, the world's legendary and foremost life and business coach. And you probably know him from his acclaimed role in the movie and book, The Secret. And of course, Linda has this initiative called Rise and Thrive. And that is the website that we were just looking at here. In fact, let me show you. Can I do that? share this tab. View. No, it's not letting me do that. I'll come back to that. Oh, hold on a second. Here. So that is the Rise and Thrive global website. And of course, the link is, in fact, I can put the link in the description. I will do that. Can I do that? Well, the link is there anyway. It's on the screen. So look, take that down. And of course, what you want to do is you can go here. So what is it? Well, it's a community of like-minded friends focused on a common goal, okay? And that's really what we're doing here. It's an opportunity to be part of something that provides real opportunities to make a difference in your own life, and that your success is built on helping other people to succeed. It's a people helping people business. It's a great opportunity. And of course, our focus is self-development, where you'll experience world-class mentoring and support and know that you're taught by people who've already succeeded. Now, I don't know if you've seen this new website, Joe, but there's a lot of great mentors and leaders already on this page, you know, from Linda Proctor, Gerard, Marnie Kay, Vickers, Kareem, Megan, many, many more. And of course, they're all over the world. It's a global initiative. And of course, it's really about helping people generate income, you know, multiple sources of income, or MSIs. So it's really about community, opportunity, self-development, and of course, income. Okay. So look, the way you get involved is you watch this video here. Again, you'll see Bob. This is an opportunity live video. And again, multiple sources of income, world-class support, and truly make a difference. Again, short video here, which you can watch. And of course, you can even reach out. There should be a join button somewhere. I can't see where that's gone. But again, you can download the little black book, put in your first and last name, your best email. How did you find us? Just type Joey and Mick in here. And of course, download your little black book to find out more. So Joe, tell us a little bit about, you know, the Rise Thrive global community. And of course, what do you like best about it?
Yep. This community is all about helping people achieve their goals. And I know we believe in that based on the professional and the industry that we have is, you know, the more you help others achieve what they really want in life, you get that in return. And, you know, Linda is our founder, and all the great leader that you showed before, Mike, including yourself and myself, you know, we are looking forward to help other people. We knew that this world is full of people that are looking for something in life. They may be looking for something for their health, maybe looking for something for better lifestyle, maybe looking for something for financial, you know, maybe financial freedom or independent, you know, and we're here to rise everyone, you know, when the tide is rise, all the boat will be rise. And I think, you know, if you open to look at our community, that's the whole mission, is to get everyone achieve what they really, really want in life. And you see it, you know, plain and clear. What do you really want? I think that's the question that we ask you when you come along. And you know, the good things, Mike, we have a training, you know, first class training every Tuesday. In Australia, it's Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. in the morning. But I think in the other side of the world is North America is 3 p.m.
Yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that's 8 p.m. UK and Ireland, 9 p.m. Europe. And of course, I think 8 a.m. in Australia, where you are. But it's probably
7 a.m.
7 a.m. where you are. Are you on the East Coast or West Coast?
East.
East, yeah. So then it'll probably be another, probably be, how many, is it 2 hours to the other side of Australia?
3 hours now.
3 hours. Okay, so add 3 hours onto that then for the people over there. But yeah, so, and of course, look, you're invited. You can join us on the next webinar. If you just go to zoomto.link/rise-thrive. Again, the link is in the description. And of course, look, you know, I think it'd be worth your time. I'm not saying it's for you. I'm just saying you should take a look at it, you know, because if there's something, if, you know, Bob would always talk about how, Raymond, the person who he first met and everything else, he would say to him, look, if your way's not working, why don't you try mine? So, look, if you're watching this and maybe your way's not working, why don't you just take a look at what we're doing and see if it's going to work for you? I'm not saying that it will. I'm not saying it's easy. It's simple, but is it easy? No, because it's easy to do and it's easy not to do. So look, it's really up to you. And it just all it needs is a decision.
Yeah.
That's all it needs.
Yeah, Mike, can I say something about in my journey? I share a little bit of experience. I wish when I first came to Australia, I always said to myself, if I grew up here and have the right people to guide me, direct me, I'm already ahead of the game. And and I was struggle in my journey, but when I found the right mentor, the right community, that's when I start to realize my journey start to elevate, start to rising rapidly. My financial, my calls were ticking. I'm kicking calls and stuff like that. And I'm not sharing this to impress others, but I'm saying this, and I think you believe in and agree that we have shared this because to impress upon others. You can, when you have surround yourself with the right people, the right community, they will help you. They will pick you up and say, hey, because this journey you and myself are on, it's like climbing on a mountain. And sometimes the season is different. It will be rain, hail, and storm. We slip back, and but we know when we get to the top of the mountain, that's the best part of our journey. And we're gonna look back one day and congratulate each other and say to each other, we're glad we never gave up. We never gave up, because a lot of people in our journey and in life, they just give up 3 foot away from the goal, 3 foot away from the prosperity and abundance they should have in life, because they gave up. So in this community, we're gonna walk with you, climb with you, because we want you to be successful in life.
Yeah, no, it's so true. And to be honest, I think that's part of the reason. Like, why would you want to join a community like this? Well, to be with like-minded people, right? To work towards a common goal. What is that common goal? Well, it's to inspire and to encourage and to support people, in their own success. Making a real difference, not just in your own life, but in other people's lives too. And it is success driven. And what is success? It's a journey, right? It's not a destination. So just making a decision, to do something that you really want to do, can put you on that success path. And like I was saying before, it really is people helping people. Joye helping people to inspire them and encourage them, for them to start something new, to whether it be in losing some weight on the 16-week challenge, whether it be to build an organization that product moves through. And once you understand that concept of network marketing and how that really works, and like if you're not following Joye on Facebook, you should be, right? Because he's quickly becoming a real kind of leader in that field. It's all AI. It's all artificial intelligence. I'm only joking. Not all of it. But of course, the self-development, now there are world-class mentors, from Linda. And of course, we also have access to Bob's teachings. But it's not just about Bob. It's the other things that, Earl Nightingale and some of these other stuff, some of the audio books that I listen to, Think and Grow Rich, The Magic of Thinking Big, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, or highly, whatever it is, can't remember. Someone will correct me, it's okay. And of course, Cybernetics. Bob mentioned that book in here. That's a great book, by the way. You should definitely get it. And of course, one of my current favorites is How to Break the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joye Dispenza, which talks about quantum field and everything else. Bob touches on this. I think Bob was teaching about this a long time before some of this stuff became trendy, if I'm honest. And of course, income, multiple sources of income. How do you do that? It's not about having 2 jobs or 3 jobs. It's about doing things differently. And really, it's not a new opportunity. This opportunity has been around. This business has been around for 60 odd years. It's really just coming into its own. We're in a golden age right now of technology, which we can really leverage. The power of leverage. Joey, that's something that you definitely know about. I'm sure we can talk about. But listen, look, we're going over time. So I'm going to hand it over to you to finish off, right? Because I love hearing your thoughts. And then we're going to play out with our favorite Bob Proctor video until we find a new favorite one, right?
Yep. Thank you, Mike. Great episode, and always a pleasure working with you. And I can't wait. You always mention you and myself were going some places, and I totally agree. I have faith in you, and I have faith in myself that one day, we're gonna stand on top of the mountain, congratulate to each other and say, glad that we never gave up. And I think it'll come down to creating a different habit. Bob encouraged that. If you can change one habit a day, and try to work on it when you master that. And I think I hear something that Bruce Lee mentioned. It's a quote from Bruce Lee that is not fear a person that master different technique, but he's fear of a person or opponent that master a one technique. If you can and I think that's very important. If we can master one habit to change, maybe our health, maybe the way with our finance, with our lifestyle. If we can change one of them, it's a transformation. You and I are talking every week. It's all about transformation, and I think we're here to make an impact, to make a difference, to make a contribution, because we want to share a lot. We want to share with others what we have experienced so far. And, God bless you, my friend, for, persistent, you're resilient, and, turn up every week. And the accountability between you and myself, I don't want to let you down, and I believe you don't want to let me down. So,
absolutely not. And the fact, Joey, it's really interesting because, the fact that you just say that stuff out loud from the point of view of, that we're going to do this thing or we're going to do this, it makes me believe that in my mind, it's already done, right? It's already done. There's just a passage of time now that needs to go by, and of course, when we're talking about what we've talked about today, and if you can really get a grip of this, that your thoughts control your feelings control your actions. So when Joey's talking there about, his thoughts about, we're going to do this thing, you're already moving onto that vibration. The subconscious mind, you can have feelings. You've got to think about that. You've got to wrap it in that positive emotion, and that positive emotion is got that energy in motion is going to come out in our actions to make that come true, right? That's exactly what's going to happen. So I love it, Joey. You just hit the nail right on the head. I'm super excited. It just, as you say, having that accountability, between us to turn up every week and to do this, to be honest, is going to change lives. Ours first. Fuck everybody else. Doesn't matter about anybody else, right? Those people that want to get in are going to get in, and it's going to be exciting. Do you know what I mean? You can only work with people that want to work with you, and those people are coming to us. They're flowing. Just like Bob says, that energy is flowing to you and through you. And I feel that this shift, is beginning.
Absolutely. And thank you, my friend, once again. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Joe. Couldn't do it without you.
Likewise.
You see, we are created in a magnificent vibration, in an absolutely magnificent vibration. Born risk takers. Free. That conditioning takes place after birth. You can change it. It takes guts. It takes goals. Now, do you know something? You're sitting there watching this and you're thinking, by God, I'm going to change something. I always say, keep reminding yourself that you have tremendous reservoirs of potential within you, and therefore you are quite capable of doing anything you set your mind to. You really can. I don't care what the cynics tell you. Quit listening to some of your peers. Now all you must do is figure out how you can do it, not whether you can or not. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? You've got to create a sense of urgency. I'm going to do it right now.
If you can see it, you can do it. But the beautiful truth is you can do anything. We got to know there is a place. There is a specific frequency. And if you get on that frequency, you're going to attract what you need to you. This is what it's all about. Why have you been endowed with such awesome powers? If you'll make a committed decision, this I'm going to do. And you don't have to know how. You do not have to know how. The second you make the committed decision, you flip your brain onto the frequency that you have to be on to attract what you have to attract to manifest the thing that you want. If you can see it, you can do it. It's got to be something you want. Wants come from inside. Act like you're already there. Walk, talk, speak, live like you're already there. Don't set a small goal. Don't set something that doesn't really wind your step. Set it so big it jazzes you. It really gets you going. When something of a very high nature resonates with the very high side of you, you'll know it. You'll know it. You will feel it. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. The only prerequisite, do you want it? Not do you need it, not could you do it. The only prerequisite is, do you want it? Take the lid off your marvelous mind and dream. For goodness sake, give yourself the right to do that. Get your analytical mind out of the way. Put it in your pocket for a while. All you're doing is exploring, daydreaming. What did Lawrence say? All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind waken the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This I did.